告诉大家一个不好的消息。
I have some bad news to tell everyone. Due to some uncontrollable forces, the Bachelor Mountain Villa officially disbanded today. Everyone is returning to their own homes. We hope to meet again if fate allows. Recently, the comedic influencer, known as the Chongqing Bachelor brother, went viral on Chinese social media. His videos focus on the concept of lying flat, organizing a group of older bachelors to live secluded in the mountains, emphasizing rejection of intense competition, marriage, and working while pursuing a happy life. But on May 15, Bachelor brother suddenly announced that due to uncontrollable factors, the Bachelor Mountain Villa has been disbanded.
亲爱的直播间你好。
Dear capitalist, although I eat solo instant noodles every day, I still refuse to work for you. I wake up without washing my face or brushing my teeth, just enjoying some Lao Gan Ma chili sauce. Given the poor environment today, as someone with no mortgage, no car loan, and no descendants, why should I work hard for you or risk my life for you? We should leave these opportunities to the young people, those with wives, children, car loans, and mortgages, right? People like me with nothing to lose, just enjoy a sip of happy soda. Ah, so refreshing. Then go back to sleep. He also released a series of lifestyle videos. Sometimes they show two bachelor brothers happily eating hot pot. Other times, 4 bachelors work for 2 months and then take a year off, firmly refusing to work for others or spend money on women. Instead, they save money to eat roast duck, enjoying each day as it comes. China expert Yue Shan said that the Chongqing Bachelor brother has been running this vlog channel for several months. His declaration is quite interesting, using humor to release the heavy realities faced by ordinary people. Regarding the disbandment of the Bachelor group, Yue Shan believes one possibility is that their lying flat stance conflicts with the government's so-called economic optimism. It angered officials and prompted the group's forced dissolution, a situation only possible in China's lack of free speech. Another possibility is that they relied on vlog and online traffic to sustain their lives, but found it unsustainable over time, leading to disbanding and returning home. Commentator Du Zhen believes that recent events, from grassroots workers in large cities demanding unpaid wages to widespread business closures, reflect unprecedented pressure and difficulties faced by China's lower social strata. The forced disbandment of the mountain-dwelling bachelor group shows that the CCP truly fears people coming together. The Chongqing Bachelor group is largely a hyped-up phenomenon. In reality, especially in rural mainland China, there are many bachelors. A vlogger asked just how happy rural bachelors who refuse to marry really are. Every morning, a group of men over 40 gather at a secret base near a hillside to enjoy barbecue and beer without any worries about bride prices. This lifestyle is said to be far better than the intense competition faced by urban workers. The vlogger defended the bachelors, saying they do want to find partners, but it has become nearly impossible because women now expect a house and a car.
大家好，我是一个40岁的老光棍。
Hello everyone, I'm a 40-year-old bachelor. Many people tell me to go out and work, but why should I? Who am I earning money for? Even spending 10 yuan a day is more than enough for me. I wake up naturally every day, so why should I work hard? People urge me to get married, but I'm 41 now. What's the point? With my situation, can I even find a wife? It's better not to waste resources, right? Women these days are very practical. In the city, they want a house and a car. Why bother with all that trouble? Being free alone is better, isn't it? Some people said, in today's environment, men simply cannot afford to marry. Even if they manage to marry, their wives often leave. Men have become fearful of marriage. Others agreed, saying, that's true, I think the same way. Why have children now? After you work hard to raise them, they might not even be by your side when you grow old. They will be busy building a life for their own children. In today's society, what's the point of marriage? But some oppose the trend of not marrying. One person said, after you die, all traces of your life will disappear with time, as if you never came to this world at all. You have lived a meaningless life.
我不同意年轻人不结婚，我们结婚要户口本都结了。
I disagree with young people not getting married. Nowadays, you don't even need a household registration book to get married. So why refuse marriage? If you don't marry, how will you know the happiness that marriage brings?
Some vloggers also question the real reason behind young people getting married later and later nowadays.
年轻人为什么结婚越来越晚？是房价太高了吗？
Why are young people getting married later and later? Is it because housing prices are too high? But now, housing prices have already dropped to historic lows. Is it because jobs are hard to find or incomes too low? These days, doing food delivery, ride-hailing, or courier work can earn you 7,000 to 8,000 yuan a month. You just need to be a bit more hardworking. So what's the real reason?
结婚的没的事，那年轻人能不知道？
Marriage. Don't young people already know? If you remove those heavy burdens, education, healthcare, elderly care, and housing, you'll see whether they're willing to get married or not. This vlogger believes that getting married today is simply too difficult and often burdens the parents. He gave an example of a 54-year-old man who spent 6 years doing hard labor on construction sites just to save up for his son's bride price. He managed to earn 150,000 yuan, but ended up suffering from heat stroke. He was rushed to the hospital and stayed there for 12 days, spending 140,000 yuan. After 6 years of hardship, all the money went to medical bills. Some older single women say they want to get married but can't find a partner, mainly because it's hard to find a man willing to marry into the wife's family.
现在真的没有男的愿意做上门女婿了吗？
Are there really no men willing to marry into the wife's family these days? I'm already 32 and still haven't gotten out of being single. I honestly feel quite embarrassed. I told people that our family is looking for a live-in son-in-law. We're offering a bride price, a villa, and if that's not enough, we can even buy a car after marriage. Still, no one is interested. I've been harshly criticized online. They say I go on blind dates all the time, always looking for a partner, but still can't find one. Maybe I'll never get married in this lifetime.
The vlogger said she is mentally on the verge of collapse and is preparing for the worst, that she may remain single for life. But her family urges her to get married every day, and sometimes she even feels like running away from home. In recent years, China has faced a population crisis. As the country ages rapidly and the economy slows, with unemployment surging, many young people have become fearful of marriage. Even some wealthier youth say they worry not about being able to afford the cost of getting married. More and more young people in China are choosing not to marry or have children. Over the past decade, the country's marriage rate has almost consistently declined, with nearly a 21% drop last year alone. According to China's Ministry of Civil Affairs, the number of marriage registrations nationwide in 2024 was around 6.1 million couples, a 20.5% drop from 2023. This marks the largest decline since records began in 1978, and the figure is now less than half the peak recorded in 2013. At the same time, the number of divorce registrations across China in 2024 rose to 2.6 million couples, up 1.1% from the previous year. In the first 3 months of 2025, there were 1.8 million marriage registrations nationwide, 159,000 fewer than the same period last year. Meanwhile, the number of divorces increased by 57,000 year over year. Demographer He Yafu stated that in 2023, 30% of people aged 30 in China remained unmarried. A decade ago, that figure was only 15%. Now, companies are targeting the singles economy, offering a range of products tailored to single individuals, from home appliances to vacation packages. According to Shanghai-based consultancy Da Shui Consulting, the size of China's wedding industry has shrunk from a peak of $524 billion in 2019 to less than $400 billion. Spending on related services such as honeymoon travel and pre-wedding fitness classes dropped to $2 trillion last year, a figure even lower than during the pandemic. According to Bloomberg, Ms. Gao, who works in the wedding planning industry in Beijing, said, "Business has plummeted. Her company had only around 100 clients last year, a sharp drop from nearly 2,000 during its peak in 2012. In the past, Wuhan's Yangtze Street was a hub for wedding services. Now it sees little foot traffic and has become quiet and desolate." Videos circulating on social media show many shops inside the wedding buildings in Yangtze Street have closed, with 4 rent signs posted on the glass doors. On May 12th, a wedding business owner in Wuhan posted a video saying the industry is on the verge of collapse. She even advised people not to spend too much money on weddings.
现在婚庆行业都快做不下去了。昨天一个女会员的妈妈和我说
The wedding industry is barely hanging on. Just yesterday, the mother of a female client told me, "What's the point of having a grand wedding? Guests only care about whether the food is good. Setting up the decorations and stage alone can cost tens of thousands of yuan. Hiring a host costs several thousand more. Family members have to stand on stage like puppets, following instructions. It all feels like a joke. By the end of the day, the bride and groom are completely exhausted. In my opinion, it's better to save that money as backup funds for the couple's new life. I believe weddings should be planned realistically. There's no need to compare who had more banquet tables or fancier car fleets. Instead, people should listen more to what the couple wants. As long as they're happy, parents should support them. Don't you agree?"
A real estate vlogger from Xinchang City in Liangshan Prefecture, Sichuan Province, said that during this year's May 1st holiday, which is usually a peak wedding season, the number of people getting married dropped significantly.
今年5一你们发现了没？朋友圈晒婚礼的少了。
Did you notice this year's May Day? There were fewer wedding posts on social media, hotel bookings were wide open, and even wedding cars on the streets were scarce. The May Day wedding rush has vanished. This isn't just a cold winter for the wedding industry, it's a sign of an approaching storm in the housing market.
The vlogger explained that according to wedding industry data, orders during this year's May Day holiday dropped by 28% compared to the same period last year, and the total orders for the year have also shrunk by 28%. In the past, couples had to book wedding venues 6 months in advance. Now, even with discounts, it's hard to attract buyers. She noted that cities across China are pushing urbanization and populations are growing. For example, Liangshan Prefecture, where Xinchang is located, has reached an urbanization rate of 70.5%, with a permanent population exceeding 1 million. Yet demand for marriage has been declining. Xinchang is considered relatively developed nationwide, but it's still difficult for young people to buy homes. Even the down payment has been lowered to 15%. A 90 square meter wedding home still costs around 1 million yuan based on average prices. A young person earning over 10,000 yuan a month would need 12 years without spending anything to afford it. She pointed out it's already hard for young people to find stable jobs, so how can they afford to get married? When a wedding home is no longer considered a basic need, what will happen to the housing market? Traditionally, Chinese culture values marriage and having children. Not getting married often means facing intense pressure for one's family. A vlogger recorded the moment she was urged to get married by her family. Her mother said,
那不结婚不生子，那都不完美，都不成了一点，都得结婚生子。
If you don't get married and have children, your life isn't complete. You won't have a real family. Everyone should get married and have kids.
The daughter replied,
What if I can't get married? The blind dates never work out.
The mother responded,
Why wouldn't they work out? If you are willing, the other person will be too. Just make it work.
The vlogger said, does settling for someone really make life complete? How do you live a life built on compromise? But not all families pressure their children to get married. Some are more open-minded. On May 15th, a blogger posted a video saying her mother had urged her to get married, but her grandmother said, not everyone's path is the same. The only purpose of marriage is happiness. Girls don't need to force themselves.
I would rather not marry than settle. If there's no suitable match, then don't marry. You are so trendy. You're a supporter of staying single. I'm not against marriage. I'm for happiness.
But now, it is no longer families urging marriage. It is the CCP government pushing for it. In the past, China had a strict household registration system that not only separated urban and rural populations, creating barriers, but also made the process of registering marriages difficult for many people. But due to declining willingness to marry and have children, the CCP has now simplified the marriage registration procedures. Starting May 10th, CCP's newly revised marriage registration regulations took effect, removing the requirement for a household registration book when registering marriages or divorces. This move aims to encourage young people to get married. Now, residents applying for divorce registration only need to provide their ID cards and marriage certificates. For mutual consent divorces, both parties must sign a written divorce agreement and jointly apply at the marriage registration office. This has sparked lively discussions online, with some users commenting, "This is hilarious. Soon we might just use facial recognition to get married. Others said, making marriage and divorce more convenient will only push the divorce rate to new highs. CCP Premier Li Chang proposed in this year's government work report the development of policies to encourage childbirth and the distribution of childcare subsidies. Recently, various regions have introduced new measures. For example, Ho-Hot City in Inner Mongolia has significantly increased childbirth subsidies, offering up to 100,000 yuan for a third child. Ningxia extended marriage leave from 10 to 13 days, increased maternity leave to 60 days, and allows parents of children aged 0 to 3 to enjoy 10 days of parental leave. On April 15th, Longgui Nanling Village in Baiyun District, Guangzhou, announced that newlyweds, where one or both parties are registered shareholders of the village, can receive a bonus of up to 40,000 yuan. Since January 1st, a city in Shanxi province has offered a 1,500 yuan reward to couples who are both registering their first marriage and where the woman is 35 years old or younger. Many people believe these subsidies are too small compared to the high cost of living and only offer minimal relief to young people facing marriage pressures. Some people commented, if children's education were free, healthcare universally covered, and the state took full responsibility for individual elderly care, then you'd see real results. Solving any one of these issues would have a decisive impact. Despite various marriage and childbirth subsidies introduced across the country, they have done little to reverse the declining marriage and birth rates. Young people generally find it difficult to marry and have children due to high costs, rising youth unemployment, and a sluggish economy. A 28-year-old single worker in Beijing, Xiao Qin, told Radio Free Asia that these subsidies are merely small favors and do not fundamentally solve the problem of starting a family. Mr. Qin said, in Beijing, a monthly salary of 10,000 yuan is considered relatively high, but for people from other regions, think about it, how many years would it take to afford a home on that salary? For example, if you get married and have a child, how much does infant formula cost each month? It's a huge expense. Mr. Qin further said that living in China feels like being in a large prison. He and his friends are unhappy and see no reason to have children. They do not want the next generation to suffer as they have. A resident of Shanghai's Pudong district, Mr. Wang, said both his children are in their 30s. His eldest is married, and the younger has a partner, but neither wants to have children. Not just them, basically most young people, maybe not 100%, but 3 out of 4 don't want kids because they see no hope for the future. Associate Professor Feng Chongyi from the University of Technology, Sydney, told the Epoch Times that after experiencing the COVID-19 lockdowns, young people feel there is no freedom living in mainland China. Many view bringing children into this world as a crime, and even those who can afford it choose not to have kids, accelerating the decline in birth rates. During the Shanghai lockdown in May 2022, several pandemic control officers threatened a young couple, warning that if they refused centralized quarantine, they would face public security penalties that would affect 3 generations. The couple responded, "We are the last generation." This statement quickly resonated deeply with many Chinese people, reflecting a growing unwillingness to have children and a desire to prevent the next generation from becoming victims under authoritarian rule. Ordinary Chinese people often refer to themselves as chives, meaning that no matter how much they adapt and grow, their fate is to be repeatedly harvested. Tragically, chives grow back quickly after being cut, one batch after another, and the next generation remains trapped in this vicious cycle. Another popular term is renquang, literally meaning human mind, which gained traction around 2023. It refers to people being treated like mines. Mines are consumable and non-renewable resources. Viewing people as mines implies that everything about them can be exploited and drained. They are born to be used up as consumables. Experts believe that living under such intense pressure, Chinese young people giving up on marriage and having children represents a form of silent resistance.